Iowa State at 5-1, 2-1 in the Big 12, and off their first loss of the season against Cincinnati last Saturday. Touchback for Buck Buchanan, and we check in with Chris Buck.
Hi, Mike. Deion Sanders was itching to get out of the hospital to be there Wednesday morning for practice, so much so that getting out of there took some time. He told the doctors, you better let me go because otherwise I'll walk out. I've done it before. But why is he here today? Because he said rest is not the remedy to be better. What I need to be doing is making a difference in these kids' lives to feel better, and it's needing that competitive spirit to be able to be here today.
Yeah, it's amazing, the desire to make a difference, and then the competitive juices that Lewis, you have known for a while. They got their hands full with Rocco Becht and Iowa State. Redshirt junior quarterback floats one to one of his many tight ends. That's Gabe Burkle, sure-handed redshirt junior for a first down. And Lewis, there's so much to like about Rocco Becht.
Yeah, there sure is. First and foremost, the fact that he's completing a career high, just under 65% of his passes. And that's just going to go up with that first completion to tight end Gabe Burkle. Look, Rocco Becht is the truth now. This guy is a true dual threat. He has full command of this offense, full trust of everyone on the sidelines and on the field with Iowa State. And you'll see why as this game progresses.
This offense put up 30 points in the loss against Cincinnati after they had gone down big early. Fake it to Abu Sama, and Becht can run as well. Saw those 7 rushing touchdowns, the most of anyone in the Big 12, 5-yard pickup with Keaton Wade on the stop.
And that's what Rocco can do. He can take the negative play or the seemingly negative play and turn it into a positive, or at least a play neutral type of situation. And this is where he can really go to work. Full command of the offense.
First carry for the electric Abu Sama. Lowers the shoulder on DJ McKinney, picks up a dozen. Bigger role for Sama today with no Carson Hansen, who last week right before halftime suffered a concussion.
Look, offensive coordinator Taylor Mouser really compared this guy to the great Breece Hall, another Iowa State alum who plays for the New York Jets, saying he has that kind of home run hitting ability, inside outside ability, catch the ball in the backfield. He's going to get his name called early and often in this football game, and he is elected.
There was 18 for 96 in total for Sama last week after the concussion for Hansen. Becht stands in across the middle, and he sailed it too high for one of the other tight ends, Ben Bramer, 6'7", leading the team with 19 receptions.
What you will see out of this Iowa State offense is this group of tight ends is as good as any in the country. They have got size, they've got athletic ability. They really do force you to make some decisions as far as how you want to match up with them. You have 3 tight ends on the field, and you go with big personnel, they'll spread you out and throw the football. If you don't, if you have small people on the field, they're going to run the football. Really gives them a lot of versatility.
It's 3 tight ends here, plus an extra offensive lineman, so we'll run that way for Abu Sama. Got away from Preston Hodge, shoved out of bounds by Ben Finisette with a first down and more with that heavy personnel.
Here you're going to see it. They're just going to block down and run basically a power type of action. Pull the left tackle, James Neal, and Usama's out the gate on the perimeter. You better be secure with your force principles against this run team when they have big personnel. Otherwise, they will gash you.
2 for 29 already for Abu Sama, the junior from Des Moines. From just outside the red zone. Sama again out the left side with plenty of green turf. The hesitation, and he gets tripped up by Ben Finisette. There is a flag down around that edge at the 12-yard line.
You can already see Taylor Mouser, the offensive coordinator, going to work. Give him the same type of look, same type of action, make it look like it's going to be power, and really just run the running back out the back door the opposite way.
Holding, offense, number 18. 10-yard penalty enforced in the spot of the foul. Second down.
Ben Bramer, the aforementioned tight end, at 6'7", 255 pounds.
Yeah, you're used to see him arc release and get out on the perimeter. Just got to keep your hands inside when blocking down the field. But the way in which they marry their plays together, run and pass, and even run with run, give you the same type of blocking action, but run a different kind of ball handling action in the backfield. It just really provides a lot of versatility for the offense and a headache for the defense to try and figure out what's coming your way.
And Rocco Becht at the controls of it all. A guy who is so involved. Matt Campbell said to us, he's basically like another assistant coach with all his experience as a third-year starter. Fake it on the slant. Pass maybe a little bit behind Brett Eskelson, the sophomore coming off a career game against Cincinnati.
Eskelson really stumbled coming off the line of scrimmage. Really couldn't get his body really under control. Ran a nice slant route. Had he caught that, that probably would have been 6. And here again, you see success with the run game early. Run the play action off of it. Get the linebackers jumping up into the gaps to try and stop the run. Easy throwing lanes.
Back-to-back snaps for the redshirt freshman running back Dylan Lee. Betts slammed the drop. Brett Eskelson, who has been sure-handed, and it sets up 3rd and long for the Cyclones.
That's 2 plays now where Eskelson really not showing what he characteristically shows you as far as his dependability catching the football. Rocco Beck puts it right on him on that slant. You can't put it in any better of a spot. Now you got here in the 3rd and long situation.
Remember, it's a shaky field goal kicking game for Iowa State. They're probably outside of field goal range right here. 3rd and a dozen. Betts incomplete. Intended for Gabe Burkle. The corner, Bakari Vickers, the Oklahoma transfer, had the coverage.
You see that defensive coordinator, Robert Livingston from Colorado, choosing to just man up across the line of scrimmage, rush with 4, free safety in the middle of the field, and say, hey, look, we're going to have to hold up. You see Coach Sanders there on the sideline. He is someone who wants his defensive backs to play man-to-man. He prefers that kind of coverage technique.
Dave, thank you very much. What a win that is for Pitt, and Florida State is left looking for answers as we welcome you to Boulder, Colorado.
Offense, 5-yard penalty.
With Louis Riddick and Chris Button, I'm Mike Monaco in for Bob Wischusen, and that is Deion Sanders, who thankfully is healthy. He had surgery for blood clots in his leg 4 days ago. That was on Tuesday. He was back at practice, he told us, Wednesday at 9 a.m. And for a guy who has gone through so much in the last few years, it is amazing, Louis, to see this guy, someone you've known for a long time, on the sideline.
Yeah, 30-plus years. He's just a picture of resilience. I mean, there's really not much else to say about it. The guy is like a locomotive. Nothing will stop him. Him being out here today is just amazing.
This is the first drive of the game, and Iowa State forced to punt, and it's a beauty from Tyler Perkins, the senior, in his 4th year on the job. So you get a Colorado team led by Deion Sanders, off to its worst start in his 3 years, going up against number 22 Iowa State at 5-1 so far. And Caden Salter, quarterbacks Colorado, 6th-year senior, transferred in from Liberty. He won the job originally, shared the job in week 2, got benched for week 3. He's taken back the job, but he has struggled recently, and Deion Sanders looking for improvement there.
Yeah, it's really about turnovers, and that's really what's plagued this football team. I mean, they have lost their -8 in the turnover margin over the last 4 games, have not created not a single one. You just can't win football like that. And when you're talking about quarterback play, you can't be the reason. You can't be the reason why you lose. You don't have to be the reason why you win. You just can't be the reason why you lose. And now when you're backed up here, you got a good stop on your first possession defensively. You got to be, in particular, very mindful of ball handling.
Michael Welch is the running back, stocky at 215 pounds, and he gets stacked up immediately by the safety, Tayshawn James, and we do expect a lot of run from Colorado today.
We sure do. Look, Iowa State, we know the struggles that they had a week ago against Cincinnati, and it was early and often that they got gashed for big play after big play, and they know what the assignment is coming in here today. They know what Colorado's game plan likely is going to be. Let's see if they're up to the task.
Now, Iowa State gave up 216 on the ground in the first half alone in their loss to the Bearcats. This is Cam Michael, redshirt freshman, getting his first career offensive snap, but nothing doing there. All right, so what does John Haycock, the defensive coordinator for Iowa State, need today to bounce back?
Well, really, it's about really dedicating enough people, enough personnel up front to make sure you dissuade Colorado from running the football. And really, as he told us, he wants to make Caden Salter actually play quarterback. Make him play from the pocket and throw the football. This is how you get him to do it. Force him in the 3rd and longs. Now decision-making, accuracy, timing, all that comes into play. This is where you want to put him.
Saw Tom Orange, big piece of the defense for Iowa State. Underneath to Joseph Williams, and he's wrapped up. Marcus Neal in on the stop, and fourth down coming, forced by the Cyclones.
And what does he do? The very first third and long, he heats him up and sends 6 people, basically runs a zero blitz type of structure against the quarterback. And you can tell now, anytime they get him in that kind of situation, they're going to put the pressure on him. But it's a win for Colorado. Look, just don't turn the football over. No dumb mistakes. Punt the ball away. Nothing wrong with that. See if Iowa State can get their offense untracked here in this second series.
Damon Greaves, the Kansas transfer, 25-year-old junior, gets it away to a fair catch signal for Aiden Flora. Iowa State will have excellent field position. When we come back, we hear live from Deion Sanders with Chris Budden. After this week, started last Saturday at TCU, he said his left leg was throbbing. Abu Sama off the right side. He gets wrapped up by Reggie Hughes after 3. At times we saw Deion Sanders with just one shoe on last Saturday. At times he sat on a stool. He told us today he might end up sitting down, but he felt a lot better yesterday when we saw him in practice.
Yeah, he did. He looked good. Even though he was riding around on his Segway, zooming all over this field. He was his normal self in our production meeting, full of energy, no holds barred. He's ready to rock and roll.
It's a swing pass to River Peppers, making his collegiate debut. True freshman slipped down and stays down. The Iowa State running back.
It looked like something may have happened. Really strange situation catching that swing pass. And I hope he's all right.
True freshman in his first career snap right there after he was hurt at camp. And we will check on Peppers after this. So we step aside. Back to Boulder next. Folsom Field, Ralphie 7 ran earlier ahead of Colorado and Iowa State. River Peppers walked off with assistance again on his first collegiate snap. So third down and long for this Iowa State offense led by Rocco Becht, the third-year starter. Pressure comes. Becht sidesteps and takes off. And he stumbles down, wrapped up by Alex McPherson. And fourth down coming up.
That's a nice job by Colorado getting some pressure. Keaton Wade, defensive end, you're going to see him come right here. Watch him come on a stunt inside. Again, just throws off the timing, makes Rocco Becht have to reset. You can see now, eyes have to come down. He has to move up in the pocket. Eyes have to come down, have to navigate the pocket. That's the kind of thing that throws off the timing of a guy who's as good as there is at throwing on time and in rhythm, and Rocco Becht. That's 2 good series for Colorado's defense.
Led by Rob Livingston, the defensive coordinator. Quinell Farrakhan bluffs the fair catch with a punt, a good one. Coffin corner from Tyler Perkins. We'll check out our keys to victory, Lewis, today.
Dedicating more people to stopping the run, although here in this second series, back a little bit to their 3-3-5 structure with only 3 down linemen. Expect Colorado to maybe audible to running the football here against this front.
And that 3-3-5 staple under John Haycock. It is a run, and it's Micah Welch without much room. Cooper Ebel, the junior middle linebacker and second-year starter, in on the stop after 1.
I mean, that's the right audible. That's what you want to do. You want to try and get some double teams. Get your running back one-on-one against a light box like this and see if they can gash it. But that's a good job by Iowa State as far as playing secure at the point of attack.
It's an offense for Colorado that Deion Sanders said to us yesterday. They're angling for at least 200 rushing yards. Second pass for Salter, and he steps up with room to run. Lowered the shoulder as well on Carson Willick, picks up 6.
Iowa State is trying to give Salter a lot of different looks. 7 guys up on the line of scrimmage, drop out and just rush with 4.
Salter's effective with his legs. He's been Colorado's second leading rusher this year, a guy who a couple years ago at Liberty rushed for nearly 1,100 yards in a spectacular season. Buffs need 3 off the left side. It's Micah Welch, and he does not have enough. Just a yard, so 4th down coming up. Sturdy defense from Iowa State.
Yeah, it sure is. Again, back to that 3-3-5 look. Colorado wants to try and run the football. But you can see, Iowa State got the message, and Cincinnati delivered it loud and clear. You sit in that structure, we're going to try and run the football. You better play with physicality. That's 2 good snaps for Iowa State, shutting down the run game and telling Colorado it's not going to be like that, like it was last week.
So Damon Greaves comes back out. The Aussie to get it away to Aiden Flora, the redshirt freshman walk-on. Greaves barely got that one away. Flora steps up and signals for the fair catch at the 36. Nearly blocked by Iowa State, but Damon Greaves just got it away.
Chased so well. Played here in Colorado, transferred to East Carolina, now here at Iowa State. He's a guy who really is a home run hitter, and for Colorado, it's about Omarion Miller. When they put the ball up in the air, number 4 has got to be the guy making plays.
Xavier Townsend in motion with Rocco Becht rolling, and a quick hitter to his tight end, Gabe Burkle. He's got a 1st down into plus territory. So many weapons, so many impact players for Rocco Becht, and then he himself is a stud in so many ways.
Yeah, he is. Again, he's someone who said he wants to take care of the football. The coaching staff says, hey, let it rip. They're trying to find that balance, making sure that they can make the big plays necessary, but he's got full command.
Pulls it, slant, and a drop. Xavier Townsend, the UCF transfer across the middle with the seldom used 6th-year senior corner Ivan Yates in coverage.
That's what you want to see out of this Colorado secondary. Look, it has been much maligned. They have not been able to really find a running mate for DJ McKinney, number 8. Opposite him, that will please Deion Sanders. One of the best cornerbacks, if not the best cornerback to ever do it. To see the way his guys are challenging at the catch point, trying to be physical against this Iowa State passing game.
Corner R.J. Johnson's been out since week 3, and there are a ton of injuries on the Buffs defense. Abu Sama's met in the backfield. It's a loss of 2 with the talented freshman defensive end London Merritt on the stop.
London Merritt is someone who they have talked about being a guy who is going to be a staple for this program for years to come. Just look at him get off the football and just take the offensive lineman, Austin Barrett, and just throw him out of the way. They have 2 freshmen on this defensive line, he being one of them, along with Alexander McPherson, who they really like in terms of their physical upside. That's exactly what you want to see.
Another 3rd and long for Iowa State. Becht under pressure. The crossers complete to Bramer, wrapped up at the 45 and just 4 yards with Jeremiah Brown in on the stop. And then a late flag comes in on the far side of the field.
It's been about this surprising Colorado pass rush so far early in this football game. Really not allowing Rocco Becht to settle in and survey the field.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense, number 63. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
It's on the center, Jim Boniface. And it's not the start necessarily that Matt Campbell was expecting with an offense that's really been in rhythm, has so many pieces, like we said, around Rocco Becht and going up against an injury-plagued Colorado defense.
Yeah, this offensive line just solid 1 through 5. And again, you've seen this Colorado defensive front. That time was Amari McNeil getting the pressure inside. They are answering the challenge so far in this game.
Already another punt from Tyler Perkins, and that is done beautifully again. Inside the 10 as Benny Nagoy got down there. Hey, for 20 years, All-State has celebrated every field goal and extra point made at participating universities by donating to the university's athletic scholarship fund supporting all student athletes. Thank you to All-State. It's been a great scene here in Boulder so far. Packed house, and Deion Sanders and his Colorado team trying to get with it. 2-4 so far this season. Had the loss in week 1 against Georgia Tech, coming off recent losses against BYU, who at the time was 25th in the country, and then at TCU. And they had leads and good starts in both those games.
Yeah, they really did start to self-destruct, particularly on the defensive side. Now, obviously, turnovers played a huge role in the TCU game. Special teams turnovers.
Swing pass is incomplete and deemed a forward pass to Micah Welch.
Yeah, and it's really been the story of their season so far. Like, they have scored 20+ points in every game so far and still have 4 losses, which is just amazing when you think about it in terms of an offense that has some deficiencies at quarterback, had gotten uneven performances out of Salter, really took him out of the lineup for 1 game, as a matter of fact. They just got to figure out a way to even out their performances all 3 phases.
Another pass that is sailed over the top of Cam Michael out of that 2 running back look. Some pressure off the edge, and that was flung high by Caden Salter, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that they're talking about. You've got to be able to find a way to complete that pass. I mean, we know Carson Willick was coming off the corner, and he had to change his arm angle and the trajectory of the throw. And now you're sitting here in 3rd and long, and this is just not where they want to live.
The offense so far for Deion Sanders, 8 plays and only 16 yards and no first downs for the Buffs. Salter slings one low, and Joseph Williams goes down and waiting on a signal. Incomplete. Back judge came in and says incomplete to Joseph Williams.
You see, Caden Salter's just got to put more on this football. This should be a catch and run situation. As we see the ball there, we can't really see from that angle whether or not it hit the ground.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. 4th down. Timer, please reset the game clock to 4:50, 4:50.
Ball does not hit the ground from that angle either. We can't see what's happening in front of the wide receiver. Maybe this will give us a more definitive look. Ball comes up. That's close. That almost, look, you have to have indisputable evidence in order to overturn the call, since the call on the field was deemed to be not a catch. Replay's got to take a look at this one. That looks very close.
Remember, the threshold that you're looking for is complete and continuous control of the ball throughout the process of contacting the ground. And as you surmised, whistles stop play.
I think they're going to overturn this.
An incomplete pass is under further review.
That ball never hit the ground. He never lost control of it. It never hit the ground after, if he would have lost control. I mean, that's got to be a better throw from Salter, because that could be a catch and run situation. Maybe he could turn that up the field. But I think you're going to get a reversal there.
Our rules analyst Jerry McGinn is with us as Steve Barron works with Brad Van Vark, the replay official. Jerry, you've seen it now a few times. What do you think of it?
I believe replay is going to overturn this to a catch. This should be a quick review. They're going to have to look for the yard line, so that may take a little bit of time, but this is a catch. He has control of the ball. The ball does not touch the ground.
That's a heck of an individual effort by Joseph Williams. Again, in a situation where ideally, if you're Pat Shermer, the offensive coordinator, you don't want to make it that hard on your wide receivers here. You don't want to have to work that hard to run a simple speed out, which is what he ran. That's the route concept. Just came up the field and just ran out of the break. That should be an easy catch and run situation where he can get going down the sideline. But nevertheless, maybe gives them a new fresh set of downs, so trying to maintain and really kind of sustain some rhythm here offensively.
Yeah, nice job by the sophomore Williams, transfer from Tulsa, who had a breakout right at the end of the year last season, earned American Conference Freshman of the Year honors, hit the portal, landed here at Colorado and part of a wide receiver group that they really like. They've just been hoping to get better synergy with the quarterback play here as well with Salter.
After review, it was determined that the pass was complete. The ball will be placed at the 23-yard line. It'll be first down.
Good call by you. Good catch on that low throw by Joseph Williams. And that's important. A big boost early on for this Colorado offense.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the thing that Iowa State wants to see if Colorado can actually do, which is win the game, move the football consistently with the quarterback throwing from the pocket. As you mentioned, Coach Sanders mentioned to us as well, they really like their wide receiver core. They just got to get the ball distributed to them. Here again, Iowa State back in this 3-3-5 look. Let's see if Colorado can run the football with any effectiveness.
Salter pulls it, and he's got running room off the left side. Well, they can run it with effectiveness. Quentin Taylor ushers out Salter, who's effective with his legs.
And here's just a zone read. You see him pull the football as the defensive end comes shuffling down the line of scrimmage, and they don't have any force on the perimeter to keep the run game contained. Well, that's another way to kind of get to productive runs. Incorporate the quarterback in these zone read principles when they go with this three-man front up front. Pat Shomer, good call, good adjustment.
Dallin Hayden gets it this time, and he gets stacked up at the 50 by Tama McDonough after about 3. Well, when you talk about the zone read, something you said, for all we've said about Caden Salter, you like his decision-making with the zone read.
I sure do. He's had some big-time runs so far this season. Great decision-making, especially when they get down inside the red zone. That's where he makes it 11-on-11 football, and we'll see that with Rocco Becht when Iowa State's on the field as well. And he's got 5 rushing TDs on the season, and for good reason. It's the strength of his game.
On a blitz, Salter got rid of it. First touch, Omarion Miller, who gets cracked down by Caleb Bacon, picks up 8 yards, and that's a first down again.
It's a nice throw on the move. Just get it into big Omarion Miller's hands, 6'2", 210 pounds. The former 4-star coming out of high school. We talked to him yesterday. He is a great-looking specimen now. He can make the tough catches over the middle. He's a guy who can stretch the field vertically. Colorado on the move.
And Miller coming off his best game of the season, 2 touchdowns against TCU. Salter flings it this time, and this is the 6'5" wideout, Sincere Brown. He gets wrapped up after about 7 on a good first down pickup.
There again, a little RPO with his own read incorporated in. He doesn't hand it off. He can run it, getting out on the perimeter. He sees the pursuit start to converge on him, and he just dumps it off to Sincere Brown. Well, that's good decision-making by Caden Salter. He's had a nice start to this football game, had a couple of misses, but he's kind of settling in here on this drive.
Under this offense led by the former NFL head coach, Pat Shomer. Salter climbs the pocket, puts his foot in the ground. Wrapped up by Dom Orange, and the legs again for Caden Salter pick up a first down.
Just got to get to his progressions quickly, make good decisions, and if it's not there, tuck it and run.
And now Dom Orange is still down. 325-pound senior nose guard,
injured defensive player,
nicknamed Big Citrus, who the coaches tout as one of the best players on this defense for Iowa State. Like he might have got tangled at the end with Caden Salter. Hey, coming up 7:30 Eastern time over on ABC and the new and improved ESPN app. You hear that music? It's the SEC. The Deep South's oldest rivalry, meeting number 130 between Georgia and Auburn, and the Dogs have won 8 in a row in this series.
Kirby Smart has just built a juggernaut down there in Athens. Auburn has really done a nice job on the recruiting trail. Got a lot of just high-powered, high-profile players on that roster, in particular wide receiver, where they were loaded. We got to see them last year against Texas A&M late in the season. As you see, big Dominic Orange coming off the field on Bruce Feldman's freak list, one of the best athletes in all of college football. They need his presence inside there because he can get it done. Statistics haven't shown a lot of production so far this year, but he's a big, important piece of this defense.
Zamir Hawk is his backup, but he's been banged up for a lot of this season as well. Salter toward the end zone. Miller could not hang on through the flag and the physicality from Quentin Taylor. He nearly made a spectacular catch.
This is what you got to do with a guy like Omarion Miller. Just throw it up and give him a chance. Just put it within his catch radius.
Pass Pass interference. Defense, number 24. Penalty will be enforced 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Just an easy call against Quentin Taylor. We know that Iowa State has really been hurt as far as the injuries at the corner position, losing their two primary starters. Quentin Taylor really is in a nice position. He's in phase, he's in control, but you see the left hand just grab the upper part of the jersey of Omarion Miller. That's something that defensive backs naturally do. They tend to panic on underthrown footballs and start to grab and reach.
So Colorado moves into the red zone, and Micah Welch takes it inside the 10. Jace Gilbert on the stop after a 6-yard pickup. We check out the red zone offense for Colorado. It's been a pretty good touchdown percentage for them this year.
It sure has, and they've been able to run the football effectively down here because of Caden Salter's running ability. This offensive line much better suited to running the football than pass protection. They're big up front. They play within unison. They block well with zone scheme runs, as you just saw in the last play.
Salter pulls it. Pass deflected, and Welch went up, but he was out of bounds as he made the catch. Boy, you get down into the red zone, and you think about last week, Caden Salter and some of the decisions he made down there.
Yeah, here, when you got a defender coming up in your face like this, it's just going to be so hard to get it around the pass rushing outside back or a defensive end, that time Zachary Lovett on the pressure. For Caden, he's just got to protect the football at all costs. And look for Omarion Miller. Look for number 4. Give him a chance to go up and get the football.
3rd down and 3 for the Buffs. A run for Welch. Churning the legs off the left side, and it appears he's got enough for a 1st down.
The big left side of that offensive line. Xavier Hill, Jordan Seaton. Didn't push at the point of attack.
So Welch's helmet came off, so Dallin Hayden checks in, and this is an offensive line, the best of his tenure, Deion Sanders.
Absolutely, and you see it's just been totally rebuilt, absent Jordan Seaton through the transfer portal. But they are big, they play in unison. I really liked how they've looked on tape in the past 2 weeks in particular.
Well, check this out, Cam Michael in the Wildcat, filling the role of Draylon Miller, and we've got a pre-snap whistle and a flag flies. Got Cam Michael there with the wideout, Joseph Williams with Draylon Miller, who's been in that role, out injured here this week.
False start. Offense number 72. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
And Zy Chrysler, the right guard, 5th-year senior who transferred in from Illinois.
The way in which Colorado has been moving the football, and Caden Salter has been making decisions as far as his own read game. Just don't get tricky down here. Just stay with the basics. Rely on this big offensive line. Let him make good decisions in the run game, which is something he's shown he can do.
Saw this drive about 5 minutes, 11 plays so far for 82 yards. And Deion Sanders takes the timeout with 5 seconds to go in this 1st quarter.
30-second timeout.
Check in with Matt Berry in the studio. Matt, thank you. Fernando Mendoza against Dante Moore. And here at Folsom Field in Boulder, Deion Sanders not happy he needed to take a timeout there.
Yeah, he wasn't. It's really because of the fact that the operation just took too long. You saw Caden Salter look to the sideline, trying to confirm the call with the coaches on the sideline, something you see all these college offenses do, and it just took too much time. You got to be quick and efficient down here in the red zone. You got to make these opportunities count. Look, Deion wants to change this record. He wants to make this to 2-8 and not 1-8. They've been good in the red zone. Just got to stay disciplined, stay on the details.
That's the goal against a ranked opponent in number 22 Iowa State here today. On 1st and goal, Welch follows Seaton, and Welch wants his right in. Colorado strikes first.
6-3-3-5. You see the 3 down linemen? Here are the linebackers. Just look at this edge right here. They don't have anybody in support, in contain, and they're able to capture the edge immediately. Jordan Seaton's running out there going, who do I got? Who do I get to block? Who do I get to put on the turf? That's the danger of that defensive front structure. And if you can find it and you can get on the perimeter, you can have some success running the football. That's a great play call on the part of Pat Sherman.
You said for quarter.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Chris, yes, there certainly were opportunities for the Cyclones offense. And remember, they probably would have kicked a field goal, but injuries in their kicking game. So Rocco Becht will get it at the 25. Yeah, they've been rolling down the field. Colorado, meantime, had gone 3 and out on its first 2 drives, but then rips off a dozen plays for 90 yards.
I mean, that's just an amazing drive right there. Takes a lot of discipline to do that, but you can see the story of the game already for Iowa State. 3 penalties for 30 yards, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. Well, you're going to be 0 for 3 on 3rd down when your average yards to go is 12, which is what it has been so far for Iowa State. I don't care how good your quarterback is, how good your weapons are. That's not sustainable.
No, can't live in that for Rocco Becht and the Cyclones. Becht seen, and it's Xavier Townsend. Made a man miss and stumbles down past Tawfiq Byard. Let's check in with Chris.
Before this drive, Rocco Becht went to his offense. He said, we have to be able to help our defense, keep them off the field, sustain drives. Our focus now, just first downs.
Pick up a big one there with 19 to Townsend, a Becht childhood friend. Gets it again, and the UCF transfer turns it upfield into plus territory. Reggie Hughes in on the stop.
Xavier Townsend has a lot of juice in that slot. He's a guy who can catch and run. He can stretch the middle of the field down the seams, and you see it. This wide receiver core and way in which it's been constructed is as good as any. They have size, they have speed, guys who can go over the middle. I know they've had a few drops so far, but this group will put its stamp on this game before it's over.
About a half yard short of the sticks for Xavier Townsend. Dylan Lee, the running back. And Lee churns the legs. He's got a first down. Byard in on the stop. Lee getting more work if you're just joining us, because last week, right before halftime, Carson Hansen, Iowa State's top running back, suffered a concussion. So Abu Sama's the top guy, and Lee gets a bigger role as well.
Here you got a first down situation, plus territory just crossed the 50. Typically a play action shot type of situation. Try and get the ball over the top. They have middle of the field safety here, so they got one-on-ones on the outside. You wonder if Rocco Becht checked the one.
A give. Sama stacked up off the left side. Strung out by Jeremiah Brown, the 5th-year senior inside linebacker, for a loss of 2.
You're just going to see here, watch. There's this good hold up at the point of attack and then watch everybody come over the top. But you've got to be able to get some knockback at the point of attack, which is what you get. You're able to flatten down the line of scrimmage, and then your linebackers are able to pursue inside out. You've got to hold up at the point of attack. And for a team that is right now undermanned on the defensive line, Colorado has come to play.
Wave of injuries, especially on the front for Rob Livingston, the defensive coordinator. Quick throw, a little too hot to handle for Chase Sowell, who began his career here in Colorado 3 years ago. Cast off when Deion Sanders came in, and again, third and a dozen.
Yeah, they just have not been in rhythm in this game. They have not been on the same page. They've had some drops. And as you see, Chase Sowell, I mean, he is just dynamite down the field, can run every route, but they have just not been on the same page and they're not been able to get things to click. And here they are again, 3rd and 10 plus.
Every single third down for the Cyclones has been a dozen. All 4 of them. 5-man rush, and Becht checked down, and that's not enough. To Brett Eskelson, who picks up about 4. 4th down. The offense, for now, will stand on the field, and Matt Campbell thinks better of it.
Again, Colorado opting to play man-to-man coverage with a single safety in the middle of the field. Despite the injuries, the inconsistent performance, going up against this explosive offense, Deion Sanders, defensive coordinator Robert Livingston have said, we're playing man-to-man. You guys are going to have to make some plays.
Tyler Perkins sends one that appears to have crossed the plane, and it does. Lands in the end zone for a touchback. Colorado's been mighty impressive so far, angling for a ranked win today. Aspens, quintessential Colorado tree. Here at the foothills of the Flatirons. Cam Michael takes it off the right side, and one of the fastest players on this team for Colorado with a good pickup.
Again, so with the blocking on the edge, you're going to see wide receiver Joseph Williams secure the edge. Big Jordan Seaton coming around the corner. Again, what front was Iowa State in? 3-3-5. Sometimes it's very simple, folks. You have light boxes. You only have 3 down linemen. Teams are going to run the football, and they're going to run you right out of that structure if you can't stop the run.
Michael stepped down at the 28, so just the gain of 8, and then he gets blasted by Cooper Ebel for a loss of 3.
That is a great read by Cooper Ebel. He's like he was listening to me up front here. He said, hey, look, you know what? How about this? How about you watch this? Watch me come over the top here and just shut all that nonsense down. Boom. That's how you do it. You've got to play downhill. You've got to fill with abandon. Otherwise, you're going to get a heavy dose of it. Now, showing 0 blitz.
They come with it on 3rd and medium. It's Salter under duress. Low throw for his tight end, Zach Atkins, and it forces 4th down and a Colorado punt.
Mike, that's got to be a completion. That's got to be a completion. You just got to loft the ball out there and just give Zach Atkins a chance to catch and turn upfield, and that's an easy 1st down. And you can just see the look on Coach Prime's face. That's the kind of thing you have to be able to execute with ease at this level of football.
Deion Sanders got asked about his quarterback play again this week, and all he said was, I saw what you saw. He said, we have to get better. About as much criticism as he has had publicly at that position. Dana Greaves able to get this one away as well, and a fair catch from Aiden Flora at the 30-yard line. Can Iowa State get in gear? 22nd in the country, but quiet so far in Boulder. Anything going really since that first drive led by offensive coordinator Taylor Mauser.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to click in the passing game. The run game's been sporadic with this offensive line. See if they can get something going here.
It's a run to Abu Saba. Let's check in with Matt Berry in the studio. Man, what has happened there ever since that meeting against Oregon?
Momentum's a crazy thing. Your mindset's a crazy thing. Penn State just hasn't been able to recover and get themselves on track.
Iowa State trying to get on track here offensively with Rocco Becht. Rolling and scanning, and he will fire to Townsend. Again, not in sync with him. Preston Hodge came over in coverage, and it's 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, just trying to change the launch point for him, right? Run what they call a 3-level flood concept. You have a deep route, an intermediate 7 route, and a flat route. He just can't find one open. And now here again, another 3rd and long type of situation. He's just got to find a way to get the ball to one of his playmakers. They've got to secure the catch. Where's Benjamin Bramer, the big 6'7" tight end? You see him at the top of your screen. Hasn't seen a target yet. Maybe they can get the ball to him.
Becht looks opposite that way, and a contested catch. Eli Green, the 5th-year senior, only his 4th catch of the season, his first one since August.
Go figure. You go to the guy who you really haven't depended on that much so far in this season, and he just goes up over the top. Against DJ McKinney, their best cover corner here in the secondary for Colorado. That's the kind of spark they needed. And this team has produced explosive plays at an amazing clip over the past couple of weeks, and there's another one.
21-yard pickup, and now misdirection. Abu Saba breaks free. Sama takes it into the red zone. 26-yard scamper from Sama.
Just look at the blocking down at the point of attack. And then you got the pullers coming, led by big Brendan Black, the right guard. And when Abu Sama can get out in the open field, he's electric. We talked about it in the open earlier, when this game started. That's what he can do when he can get some daylight. Now down here in the red zone, this is where Rocco Becht becomes a problem because of his ability to run the football for opposing defense.
Two tight ends, direct snap. Sama follows Bohr and goes hurling past the 15. Trying to go over the top of DJ McKinney, and a super athlete at running back gets 5.
And then you're just seeing these gap schemes where they're blocking down and then getting out on the perimeter. Abu Sama just showing you his athletic ability. Defensive backs like to go low on running backs in today's game. Running backs don't like taking hits on the knees, so they go up over the top.
And now all kinds of pre-snap movement from Iowa State. Steve Barron conferring with his crew.
False start. Offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Tagging on the right tackle, Tyler Miller, at 6'9", with, again, a lot going on there for Iowa State.
Just wasn't able to sit in there. Colorado was trying to get some substitutions on and off the field defensively. The operation, something that Deion continuing to try and iron out both sides of the football, so they don't have any kind of pre-snap penalties, any self-inflicted wounds. Down here in the red area, it's where you got to play clean football.
And now Matt Campbell has to step in with the play clock winding down.
Iowa State has called the first time out of the half.
They're trying to get their personnel aligned as well. This has been really good. But Iowa State into the red zone here. They've been solid. The numbers a little bit skewed by the kneel downs late in games. Townsend on the jet sweep. And Xavier Townsend gets cracked down after a 4-yard pickup. And here comes third down and medium.
Yeah, nice job by the Colorado defense of just stringing that play out. There you saw the nickelback Preston Hodge playing with good physicality. Now here on third down. Who do they decide to try and dial up? Who are they trying to get the ball to? The wide receivers, the guys who are the normal guys who have been producing for them, guys like Eskelson, number 9, so well. Benjamin Bramer, I don't even think he's on the field for this down and distance situation. Rocco Becht, remember his legs.
He follows one of his tight ends, but a flag flies right at the snap.
False start. Offense, number 51. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
That's Brendan Black, right guard, who's got a ton of experience. Might have just jumped a half second too early.
He sure did. Rocco Becht, that was a design quarterback run. He was going to follow right in behind the tight end, 85, Keaton Roscoe. That's where they were going. The legs of Rocco Becht. Saw him down there pregame. He is built like a running back. But now, once again, where do they find themselves? 3rd and 10 plus.
Chase Sowell comes back into the game. 0 and white, top of your screen. One of their top wideouts. Becht goes the opposite way for Eskelson and out of his reach. DJ McKinney in coverage, and it's 4th down.
Really nice job by DJ McKinney against Eskelson, playing off man coverage. See, then just turn into the wide receiver, a little bit of hand fighting, trying to play aggressive through the last part of the down. Ball really out of the reach of Eskelson. You're getting 3rd and long because of those self-inflicted penalties. You just make it so hard on yourself and just take away a lot of the playbook.
The 3rd string kicker, Chase Smith, true freshman walk-on, and Chase Smith gets it to go. his longest career field goal from 38 with injuries ahead of him to Kyle Conrady and Jace Gilbert. So Iowa State's on the board.
And you see Matt push the ball down the field. And then Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, those two are going to be linked forever, coming out in the same draft 1 and 2.
Jay Smith gets it away to the talented true freshman Quentin Gibson, who runs it out to about the 24-yard line. Take a look at today's playbook, brought to you by Flyhouse.
Yeah, offensive coordinator Pat Shermer says, look, how can I get my quarterback going? Well, Caden Salter is very good with his decision-making in the run game, in particular the zone read game. And then here you're going to see them against this 3-3-5 defense. This is just a great play call. Structurally, they just don't have support out on the edge. They get everything blocked up at the point of attack. Jordan Seaton has no work. He just escorts the running back into the end zone. And you see here today, 13 rushes for 67 yards. You average 5.2 per carry. Don't turn the ball over. You're going to be in football games. That's a good start for this Colorado offense.
Salter off a play fake. Fires downfield, and he dropped it in beautifully to Joseph Williams. Into plus territory. Another big catch by Williams.
Yeah, they got away with one here. You're going to see Joseph Williams. He's moving at the snap, and the referees missed the call. But Caden Salter just drops this in here perfectly. I mean, Joseph Williams, 6'2", 200 pounds. He can make those tough catches over the middle.
Now on the ground with Micah Welch. Talk about that zone read. Maybe that frees things up for Caden Salter after some misses. This was perfect to Williams.
Absolutely. You see him just going down the seam. No safety in the middle of the field. You just got to get it over the second level defender's head. And just let the 6'2" Williams go up and make a high point catch. That's all you really need from Caden Salter. You just need him to put it in the vicinity of these wide receivers. Coach Sanders, he talked about the fact that all these kids can play. Just give them a chance. And you're starting to see why.
Joseph Williams has been their second leading receiver. By the way, no Hakeem Williams today due to injury for the Buffs. Gibson flipped it on a reverse. Miller got it back to Salter, who flings it back to Gibson. And a lot going on there. Third down.
Okay, I'll tell you what, Mike, I just don't like these kind of plays because when they don't work, it just disrupts the rhythm of everything that you're doing. There's just a lot of things that have to go right here, and then Caden Salter just airmails it over the head of Quentin Gibson. You can see Dion doesn't look particularly.
Our big third down here from just inside the 45 for Colorado, up by 4. Cyclones bring pressure. Salter got it out quickly, and a drop on the edge by the true freshman Quentin Gibson. Fourth down.
Zero pressure look. They have the right route on. They have a wide receiver who's hot out here running the quick out, Quentin Gibson. Now you just got to make the catch. And Caden Salter, look, he throws the ball on time, in rhythm, puts it right on the receiver. You just got to make those kind of catches. That's just routine football. Both of these offenses have struggled with just making the routine plays routinely, as the great Mike Tomlin likes to say. Now you got to punt it away.
Both punters have been busy. Tyler Perkins for Iowa State and Damon Greaves for the Buffaloes. With Aiden Flora back deep. And a fair catch right around the 5. Now quick word from Cheez-It.
Okay, Cheese. 50-yarder for the win.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Ice the kicker.
Something better. Terry.
Did you just get hired?
Dude entered the portal and came out a legend. Want it, need it, cheese it.
Big picture for Iowa State. 5-1 this year, ranked 22nd, coming off their first loss of the season, 38-30 at Cincinnati. So they're clinging to hopes in the Big 12. You got Texas Tech, BYU, the likes of them at the top of the heap in the conference, and still some chances for conference title and the playoff as well.
Yeah, they just got to get things going here. All that stuff will take care of itself, and all of it just goes out the window if you wind up losing this football game to an unranked Colorado opponent. Right now, they've been impressive on the defensive side of the football. They have really been battling despite the fact that so many people out due to injury.
Rocco Becht rolls, turns it upfield, and picks up a few yards on Tafik Bayard.
They've had a lot of move-to-pocket type of plays called, trying to get the second-level defenders up, change the launch point for Rocco Becht, and just get some easy completions. But even those have been hard to execute. Pushing the ball down the field, letting these wide receivers taking advantage of their catch radius may be something that they try to get going here. Got to produce more explosive plays.
Becht searching, and he threw on the run. Couldn't connect with Carson Brown, the redshirt junior. It's behind him, so third down and long again for Matt Campbell and the Cyclones.
Again, there's another example of the move-the-pocket type of play calling. Typically, you do this against a team that can rush the passer really well, so you can get your quarterback off of the spot, and the defensive line can't zone in on him. Colorado doesn't rush the passer very well. I'm a little bit shocked at the way in which they're going about this. Not just trusting their receivers to win one-on-one down the field.
See, Iowa State has struggled on third downs today. Four-man rush. Becht climbs, floats. Sama adjusts. And did he hang on? No. Sama could not make the catch along the sideline.
Here, just let it a little bit too far over the outside shoulder. That's a real difficult catch. He can't secure it. You see the ball comes out. A little bit better throw from Rocco Becht. That probably is a touchdown, because he has nothing but green grass in front of him. See, everything just looks difficult for Iowa State today. But the downfield passing attack is something I would be dialing up a little bit more, and just letting their wide receivers win one-on-one.
So 11 drives in this game combined, 9 punts, 5 3-and-outs, and excellent starting field position for Quinnell Farrakhan and Colorado. Hey, Tuesday night right here on ESPN, an NHL doubleheader for you. Second week of the season is on the way. Alex Ovechkin and the Caps host the Lightning, 7 Eastern. Then it's off to Dallas for the Wild, taking on the Stars and the greatest goal scorer in the history of hockey, creeping toward 900. The grade 8. All right, here in Boulder, Louis Riddick, Mike Monaco with you, Chris Budden down on the field. And this gets real interesting for Colorado. You're up by 4. You got 4 minutes to go until halftime. And Caden Salter and company will get the football to begin the second half as well.
This is one of those 2-for-1 situations. If you can really just go on a methodical drive here, don't turn it over.
Started with a run to Micah Welch. No gain off the left side. Tama McDonough, the Yale transfer, in on the stop.
Iowa State getting out of that 3-man line, going to more of a 4-down type of look, trying to stop the bleeding with this run game. Second and long, third and long situations, this is what you want to put this offense in.
Cam Michaels, the running back, again, the redshirt freshman who's listed as a wide receiver, is getting his first career offensive snaps today. Salter got the crosser, and his tight end, Zach Atkins, slips. Had some running room after a 4-yard pickup, and it brings up third down.
This is a great play call. This is what Caden Salter, you see him here. Look, he blocks out the line of scrimmage initially, and then just leaks out to the left. It's a nice play call on the part of Pat Sherman, the offensive coordinator. Try and get some positive yardage going here.
And now real hinge point late in this first half on third down and 7 for Colorado.
Seeing Salter looking over to the sideline. Seems they're going to stay with the call. Seeing making some checks at the line of scrimmage, changing the protection, bringing it back over to the left.
Play clock was winding down. They got the snap off. The screen to Omarion Miller, and he hops out of bounds. Couple of yards short of the sticks. Trey Bell on the stop. Fourth down coming up. We check in with Chris.
Yeah, I do want to mention that it has been consistently sprinkling since the start of the game, and this artificial turf is very slippery in comparison to most that I've seen. And part of it is that it's filled with wood chips inside of the individual grass and cut very short.
Chris, fourth down and 2. Lewis, this the right call? Offense stays out?
Yeah, I like that they're trying to capture the momentum here. Again, we got the 3-3-5 look. Play call is going to be critical. Dion out on the field. I don't know if they're going to actually run a play here or not. He's just taking the clock down, going to call timeout.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, fourth down.
He'll save the timeout, stomach the 5 yards with 2:14 to go here in the first half. Well, Deion Sanders had said to us coming in that, yeah, even though the record you see there, bottom right of your screen, 2-4, he felt like they hadn't been blown out in games. Maybe the game they played worst in week 3 against Houston, but otherwise he felt like they had been close. And so, yes, Iowa State has struggled in this game, but he had felt okay despite the record.
Hey, look, I mean, they had done some real good things, especially on the offensive side in terms of their production and their ability to score points. Obviously, he's disappointed defensively. They've been outmanned.
And another fair catch from Aiden Flora. Iowa State inside the 10. Well, year 3 for Colorado under Deion Sanders, who took over a program that bottomed out in 22 under Carl Durrell. In year 1 for Deion and Shedeur, they burst onto the scene, had those win against TCU, Nebraska, Colorado State, but finished 4-8. Then last year, the 9 wins, 7-2 in the Big 12, the Heisman for Travis Hunter. But this year, so many new faces and life after Shedeur at quarterback for Deion Sanders, which is different.
Yeah, it sure is. Look, it's kind of like the script's been flipped a little bit for this football team. You see the referees discussing the flag that was thrown. They just don't have the same kind of equalizer at quarterback like they had with Shedeur, who could make things right even if things were kind of breaking down around him. This year they've kind of really settled things down the offensive line. It's the best offensive line he's had since he's been here, but they're not getting the consistency as far as the quarterback play. You saw him really talking to Caden Salter at the end of that last series, and he wasn't happy with the way in which that series ended either.
Personal foul, walk out of bounds, receiving team. That penalty will be enforced half the distance of the goal from the end of this kick. After the play, there was sideline warning on the Iowa State bench. That penalty is a warning. That is a warning, and no penalty will be enforced.
So you heard from Steve Barron, the penalty on Iowa State in the return game for the block out of bounds. They were already backed up. It backs them up a little bit more, and then a sideline warning perhaps for the reaction to that call that went against the Cyclones. So how do you manage this? 2:07 left. You do have 2 timeouts, but all the way back inside your own 5.
Yeah, but this is a team that has 15 completions of 20-plus yards in their last 3 games. This is a team that can strike you quickly. They just have not tried it very much. I know you're backed up here and you don't want to have any kind of foolish mistake happen, but
they pitched it to Sama. He handled that. Takes it off the left side for a few yards, and it runs us down to the 2-minute timeout here in Boulder. Colorado, with Deion Sanders healthy and on the sideline, has the lead.
Again, I'm a little bit shocked at the plan of attack by Iowa State. I think they will open it up a little bit. They've got some firepower on the perimeter. We'll see how they try to handle this situation here before end of half.
On the arm of Rocco Becht, checked out. Aiden Flora slipped a tackle, and Aiden Flora absorbs contact out toward the 20. 13 yards and a first down inside of 2 minutes to go until halftime.
Just a nice job of Flora coming out of the backfield, catching the football. Rocco Becht taking the check down. But he has said he has been tried to be very mindful of making sure the ball isn't put in harm's way.
Becht still scanning. Flora again goes diving, and Aiden Flora makes the catch. It's a first down, and the clock momentarily stops after a dozen.
See there, Rocco just looking to try and dump the football off instead of taking it himself and maybe running for the first down. Playing very conservatively here in the first half.
We got a $1:40 to go with 2 timeouts. Becht slings one, and Brett Eskelsen makes the catch. And Eskelsen's got a first down as well.
Now they're starting to settle into a little bit of a rhythm. We just wonder, when's the shot going to come over the top? Do they want to continue the dink and dunk down the field, or are they going to let it rip?
To the wide side of the field, and a turn upfield for Chase Sowell. Just outside the 40, 16 more, and a rhythm indeed for the Clones on offense.
And he has been a big playmaker for this football team, averaging 18.2 per catch. He has 4 catches of 30-plus in the last 2 games alone. You know he can go the distance at any time.
Still 80 seconds to work with. Another completion, and Ben Bramer gets out of bounds. So we were wondering when we would see the likes of Soel and Bramer, some of the top targets. Well, it comes in the 2-minute offense.
A lot of times, you know how 2-minute situations go, right? I mean, guys kind of work in a hurry up. They don't have a lot of time to really think about what they're doing, and sometimes that clarity really helps clear things up in terms of how quickly offensive players can play. Rocco looking like he's settling into a nice rhythm here.
They flex out the wide receiver, Xavier Townsend, and it's empty for Rocco Becht. Buck 15 to go. Becht, seam, and Bramer makes the catch to the red zone for Iowa State, and 16 more.
Pushing the ball downfield a little bit more. The spacing on that route wasn't ideal, but Bramer at 6'7", 255 pounds, very unique weapon.
Becht 6 of 6 on the drive, goes through the progression and sailed it, and that was dangerous. Ended up over the top of Ben Finisette, the quarter, on a pass intended for Eli Green.
He's just got to take something off of this. You see him just go through his progressions, going left to right. He could have hit the maybe Bramer on the flat route, decides to come off of it. He was trying to get the ball to Eli Green, but just way too much velocity and horsepower on that throw.
So still a minute to work with, still the 2 timeouts for Rocco Becht. Abu Sama back into the game. Brown blitzes. Becht runs that way, and Becht goes spinning down, and they will mark him down at the 1. Ivan Yates tripped up Rocco Becht after 19.
Talked about it in the last series. This is where his legs become a factor down here inside the red zone. As you see the shoulders down right there, just short of the goal line. This is where it truly becomes 11-on-11 football, just like it is for Colorado when they have the football with the way Caden Salter can run the football.
Matt Campbell content to run some clock here. Play clock below 10. Couple fullbacks as tight ends with Sama, who follows them, and Sama's in. Touchdown, Iowa State. And now big mix-up after the play as well in the end zone. They untangle the bodies, including the extra offensive lineman Austin Barrett for the Cyclones, who snatched the lead in the final 30 seconds of the first half.
It's a nice methodical drive on the part of Iowa State. Rocco Becht starting to find a little bit of rhythm. His legs come into play. And then here in the end, just using their brute power.
Chase Smith tacks on the point after. And how about that drive? 10 plays, 96 yards in only a minute and 45 seconds.
This old school full house backfield. And you're just going to see it just blocking at the point of attack. This looks like me back in 1977 playing Pop Warner football with the T formation. Sometimes that's the best kind of football to play. Just nice and physical, win at the point of attack. That's a heck of a response on the part of Iowa State right there.
With Louis Riddick, Mike Monaco with you, Chris Budden.
Be mindful as far as not putting the ball in harm's way. But there you see how this offense can really work when it's operating at a high level.
So maybe the 2-minute offense is what spurs him into action. Quentin Gibson runs it out, finds a lane, and breaks a tackle. With the hesitation, takes it out to the 40. 14 seconds to go until halftime for Colorado after the longest drive of the season for Iowa State.
Again, it's just about the quarterback just delivering the football to his playmakers and letting them go to work. That time it's chased so well with the catch and run. Now he's going to hit the big 6'7" Ben Bramer on the little 7 route, the sail route. Here, quarterback design draw, almost scores, it stops short of the goal line, and then just go to the T formation and basically just run a lead off tackle. Just body on body, then Abu Sama finishes it off. Look, it's hard to go 10 plays, 96 yards. I don't care what level of football you're talking about. That's a good answer on the part of Iowa State. For Colorado, they're going to get the ball coming out here in the second half. One-score game.
And after the run back, can they grab a little yardage? Caden Salter, he goes sliding down. They spot it where the slide began. And that is a 4-yard pickup with 4 seconds.
Let's cut it loose a little bit. Let's get going here. See if we can break this game open.
They added back 2 seconds. Iowa State brought pressure, so this is Sincere Brown who slides down with a second remaining, and Deion Sanders will take a timeout. So you got 17 yards there. You got it to the 39. You do have a backup field goal kicking option in Buck Buchanan, who is known for his leg. He's nicknamed the Cannon. Last year at Louisiana Tech, he made from 57, so maybe it's him to attempt, and it is, his first Colorado field goal and not Alejandro Mata.
And it's 57 yards. This would be a nice boost to Colorado. They can tie this game up knowing they're getting the ball to start the second half.
And now Matt Campbell's going to take a timeout here in these final 2 seconds. Boy, you think about the hidden yardage in a game. The kick return in the final 30 seconds of this first half from Quentin Gibson. He gets a great return. Salter stays patient, gets a few yards. And then with Iowa State, with 5 players for a fired up John Haycock back at the 25, Colorado will have a chance at a field goal. Well, if you're just joining us, we know there's other games going on around the country. Glad you've settled here, and Colorado jumped out to the lead with a 12-play, 90-yard drive.
I mean, both of these offenses have basically traveled the length of the field to score their touchdowns. Been a lot of back and forth and a lot of misfires in between. But here we got a little drama here at the end of the first half. John Haycock, as you mentioned, who was on the screen just a minute ago, really getting into his defense about just giving up easy yardage and giving Colorado a chance to tie this game up.
So Buck Buchanan from 57, and he misses it wide right.
Ball a little bit more to Marion Miller, because you know he is your big play guy out on the perimeter.
Yeah, he only had 2 touches in the first half. He's electric. Quentin Gibson handles the Chase Smith kick, and Gibson gets tripped and goes flying past the 25. Let's check in with Chris Budden.
I spoke with Matt Campbell coming out of the locker room. He said that first half, the majority of it on offense, I thought our attention to detail was terrible until that final 2-minute drive when they started to find a rhythm. He hopes that they can build off that, but he said my message to those guys is that the attention to detail is critical for how our offense operates.
And it feels like for his program as well. He talks about there being very thin margins for the way that they've got to play at Iowa State as well.
Yeah, there sure is. But I think the quarterback just has to really kind of be encouraged to just cut it loose a little bit, push the ball down the field, challenge these secondary defenders for Colorado, and see what they can come up with. That doesn't mean that when you challenge and you push the ball down the field that you're putting it in harm's way. You're just doing it selectively.
You look at Matt Campbell's program since 2017, 18-0 when leading at halftime on the road. That's among the best in college football in that time. It was 3 yards for Micah Welch to begin the second half for Colorado. Williams in motion, and Salter a clean pocket. He takes a shot. A wide open Omarion Miller. Hello. 70 yards, and Boulder is lit.
Well, you say push the ball to Marion Miller. There's one way. I think what we're going to see here when we replay this is a serious coverage bust on the part of the Iowa State secondary. And that's what Matt Campbell's talking about, the details. This is a self-inflicted wound, turning loose a wide receiver, and Miller's capability down the sideline. Just can't happen.
Alejandro Mata the point after.
You're just going to see here, corner squatting in the flat. This safety's got to be driving over the top. You can't have 2 guys at the same depth in zone coverage. Wide receiver's just going to take off down the boundary. You see here, there's just a miscommunication. Somebody's got to be playing either in the deep half or the deep third. Without knowing the huddle call, it's hard to determine which guy made the mistake. But that is costly. You simply cannot do that and let that happen. Coming out here, the first play, where now you've ignited this football team, you've given this quarterback some confidence, and now the defense goes out here on the field for Colorado going, we're right back in it. You've got to communicate, especially when you're playing this 3-3-5 structure. They were sitting in that kind of zone defense that's designed to take away explosive plays, not give them up. That's a critical error on the part of Iowa State.
And Caden Salter found Omarion Miller. Yeah, you saw Jamison Patton, the safety there, and then Quentin Taylor, the corner. And remember, we talked about it. Jontez Williams and Jeremiah Cooper, starting corners for Iowa State in the last couple of weeks. Both have suffered torn ACLs, and you don't know who necessarily has the breakdown there, but either way, it's a revamped secondary because of it.
As a former safety, the safeties always take control in that situation. They are the signal callers in the back end. You tell the corners what you're doing and where you're going to be and how it's going to be played. I always put it on the safeties as far as their responsibility, as far as communication. Nevertheless, that's a huge momentum swing now for Colorado.
And now how does Matt Campbell's offense respond? Rocco Beck was great on that last drive for Iowa State before halftime. He was 6 of 7 for 74 yards. And do they take more shots like you've been calling for downfield? First a pitch, and Abu Sama's got a good running lane off the right side. Tawfiq Bayard on the stop after 7.
I really like how Tawfiq Bayard and the nickel defender Preston Hodge play for this Colorado defense as you take a look at Rocco Beck. Are they going to allow him to kind of play a little bit more free, play a little bit more of the drop back game, see if they can get the ball to these fantastic wide receivers and maybe produce an explosive play of their own?
A guy who was lightly recruited out of Wesley Chapel, Florida, now a third-year starter for Iowa State. Goes under center here. Second down and 3. Sama slips free. Abu Sama into plus territory. Ushered out of bounds by Ben Finnecet. And Sama's had his way today on the ground.
Just look at this jump cut by Asama as he gets it north and south end. This is great feet. Look at it. Jump, get back north and south. The corner, Makari Vickers doesn't even know where he's going. He's already out the gate. That is a big-time run. That's big-time feet, vision, execution.
Sama again. Probes toward the 25.
And there
jump cuts like that, exactly what you had seen on film.
There you see it again. You see it, it's nice and subtle this time, but he's just so smooth. He's so smooth, great vision, runs with a lot of confidence, good pad level. Look, it's a shame that Carson Hansen is out in this football game because they are a great 1-2 punch between Sama and Hansen. This Iowa State team does not lack weapons. They can light the scoreboard up at any time.
14 for 124 for Abu Sama. And now Dylan Lee on the direct snap. He breaks the tackle. And Dylan Lee takes it into the red zone. Fired in on another stop. But a first down for Iowa State.
Just leaning on this run game, leaning on this big offensive line that I thought was the strength of this football team up front. That's where it all started. And head coach Matt Campbell said, look, his left guard, Trevor Bohr, he thought was one of the best players of all of college football, especially when you're talking about on the offensive line. They have got some horses up front. They're leaning on them now. Remember, Colorado has some depth issues along the defensive line. Does that become a factor as this game goes along?
Yeah, Bohr was dealing with mono early in the season. He had been getting about 30 snaps a game. Full workload today. And Lee runs it off that left side behind the likes of James Neal at left tackle. Trevor Bohr, that left guard, and then Brendan Black came from the right side as well on a really good unit up front.
Yeah, you see them up front there. You see the amount of experience that they have and the size that they have as well. This time they went with 3 tight ends on the field. And they put Tyler Moore at fullback, and right now they're just trying to play big boy football. Just trying to use their size and their physicality against Colorado's defense.
2 tight ends here with Moore in motion plus Burkle. Sama to give. Sama takes it inside the 5. And Sama's got enough to set up first and goal.
It's just a good, tough football play right there. That inside zone.
6 yards. First down and goal, Iowa State.
Actually, it's a little bit more of a wide zone, and he cuts it north and south a little bit faster. But you see the slashing running style. That's the kind of thing that just wears you down as a defender. Having played in the old AFC West in the NFL when the Denver Broncos used to run those zone runs like over and over again, it just wears you out. And you can see that's what they've gone through here.
3 tight ends plus an extra offensive lineman, and Sama without room. That way off the left side. Jeremiah Brown in on the stop. The fifth-year senior inside linebacker for a loss of 1.
Now, if you're Colorado, can you go ahead and maybe force Iowa State into a field goal type of situation? Can you play good defense now for maybe 2 more downs? Maybe 1, maybe 2. This may be 4-down territory as you take a look at Robert Livingston, the defensive coordinator for Colorado.
Looked like we saw their kicker, Chase Smith, limping after the last kickoff as well. So we got to monitor that.
Rocco Beck's legs, they tried to do it again.
And a timeout was called first by Deion Sanders.
Colorado has called their first timeout of the half.
Well, Deion Sanders got the quick strike through the air to Omarion Miller. But now Iowa State trying to answer back. 2nd down and goal after this.
Kicker, that is Carson Rhodes, 6'8", 310, also warming up.
An offensive lineman, former tight end, who punted in high school. Matt Campbell hopes they don't need him right here. Sama off the right side, tries to get the edge, and he is bumped out of bounds. Inside the 1. Reggie Hughes in the corner, Ivan Yates strung it out, and it's 3rd down.
That's just good speed by Ivan Yates to try and just get the hit. Abu Sama there at the end. And then you see Reggie Hughes finish it off. This has got to be 2-down territory for Matt Campbell. You just can't have your 4th-string kicker, an offensive lineman, attempting a field goal in a game like this. It's probably going to be a 1-score game. With this offensive line and the size they got at tight end and the way Sama's running the football.
Sama again. Sama, touchdown. Abu Sama is feasting. Late flag will go on Tyler Moore for jawing in the face of the Colorado defender, but it is a touchdown indeed for Iowa State marching down the field.
Tyler Moore just letting his emotions get the best of him. Got a good block on the safety, 28, Ben Finnesseth, and wanted to let him know a little bit about it. But that's a statement drive on the part of Iowa State. That's called we're bigger, we're stronger, we have more depth along our offensive line and tight end, and we're going to show you how we can impose our will on you. That's how you answer a big explosive play.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 82. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the succeeding kickoff. That's number 82's first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
You see Tyler Moore, he got up and got right in the face of the safety. Finnesseth, but again, that's a statement drive. An absolute statement drive. Now Chase Smith back out here to see how he's able to execute on this PAT.
Again, he is 3rd up, as Chris told you. True freshman walk-on behind Kyle Conrady, who's an excellent kicker. And then Chase Gilbert, who got hurt in week 1. Feels like this could be the Abu Sama game. It already has been, and he caps the drive for Iowa State.
Well, they compared him to Breece Hall of the New York Jets. I think you're starting to see why. This kid has got wheels and got a lot of talent.
Foot 8, 310-pound redshirt freshman offensive lineman Carson Rhodes from Nevada, Iowa. Punted in high school, and after the penalty, he boots one away to the 19-yard line for Quentin Gibson. And Gibson strings it out wide and takes it out just shy of the 50.
That's a pretty good kick. We'll take that.
Big fella got some words of encouragement from Matt Campbell during that timeout and acquitted himself pretty nicely
yeah,
there.
He did. He almost had to make the tackle. I wanted to see that too. Look, now we got a ball game. Now I think you see how Iowa State's going to want to maybe play this second half as far as their approach offensively. As you take a look there at head coach Matt Campbell, who was just a fantastic interview. A fantastic man to talk about philosophical approach to team building, coaching, handling success, failure, all of it.
Dallin Hayden on the ground off the left side, takes it across
Number
midfield
7,
and gets
Dallin Hayden, the
4.
ball carrier.
That's just a good, tough run on the part of Hayden, who goes 5'11", 205. Look, between him and Michael Welch, these guys run the football the way you want it. They don't waste a lot of time going sideline to sideline. Like to get the football downhill. You see, they want to run this football behind the left side of this offensive line, where Seton and Hill are 330, 320 respectively.
Salter rolls, and toward the sideline, he's got it complete. Joseph Williams has had a good game so far. He picks up 14 at a first down.
That's a nice throw on the part of Caden Salter. Just get out here outside the pocket. They have a 3-level flood concept. You can see it deep, intermediate, and short. And he just puts it on him. That's all they need from Caden Salter in the pass game. Quick reads, deliver the football accurately, let the scheme take care of the rest.
The blitz is picked up. Salter backpedaling. Got around the corner, and Salter smartly just throws it away. Caden Salter said after last week when he had those 3 interceptions, he said, I just got to be better. I got to make quicker decisions. He said in his mind it was 3 dumb interceptions. He said they were bad decisions, and you know he's looking for a bounce back today.
Yeah, just don't be the reason for the ball being put in harm's way. You have the ball, you carry the fortunes of the entire program with you. Every football player knows that that's the responsibility of the quarterback. Lean on this run game.
Now we got all kinds of flags that fly with some pre-snap movement.
False start. Offense, number 58, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
It's the center, Zarian McGill, 6th-year senior from Mississippi, who transferred in from Louisiana Tech. Midway through this 3rd quarter, Colorado at 2-4 to begin its season. Worst 6 games starting these 3 years under Deion Sanders, but hanging around against Iowa State. On 2nd and long, it's Dallin Hayden, former Ohio State Buckeye, crashes into Marcus Neal, and on the stop after 6, and here comes 3rd down for the Buffaloes.
Here's where Salter, again, he has to start looking for his guys who have been producing for him today. Omarion Miller, number 4, Joseph Williams, number 8. Miller primarily works the middle of the field. They got one-on-one coverage on the outside with Omarion Miller on the left side.
He's top of your screen against Quentin Taylor. Salter steps away from Marcus Neal, and Salter slips the tackle of James, and he's got a first down. And Caden Salter's fired up.
Look, he has Omarion Miller wide open. He just never even looks at him. Just watch corners playing off and outside. The middle of the field is wide open. Just step up in the pocket and throw it to him. And maybe you have a guy who can split the middle of the field and score. Those are the kind of things that he has to take to the next level as far as his quarterback play.
With Deion directing, Hayden hops through the carnage and picks up 3 yards.
You can get 3 or 4 on first down. The lead of the player who's kind of, he may be the center, McGill. See him limping, something happened to his right leg. If you can get 3 or 4 yards on first down, it's increasingly ups your chances of converting first downs eventually. That's exactly what you need for this quarterback. You need him to operate on these short down and distances on 3rd down in particular.
That's something Pat Shermer was talking about with us going up against this John Haycock defense. Salter screen. It's Joseph Williams who turns it upfield. Tayshawn James wraps him up, but that's enough to set up 1st and goal.
It's a nice stop by Joseph Williams getting the ball upfield quickly off that wide receiver screen. This offense obviously has settled in nicely as far as who are the guys that are going to want to push the ball to. Anytime we're throwing the ball, and I look outside and I see Omarion Miller one-on-one against these backup corners for Iowa State, I'm trying to get the ball to number 4.
That's where he is again, one-on-one with Quentin Taylor. But a run instead, and Dallin Hayden Takes it to about the 5. Ran into the arms of the defensive end, the redshirt junior Ike Ezeagu.
And there you see the effect that Caden Salter has on the defense with the zone read game. Everyone was sitting on Caden Salter, waiting for him to pull that football and try and get out around the corner. His legs are a serious threat down here, just like Rocco Becht for Iowa State.
See, he has outrushed the rest of the Colorado offense. 2nd down and goal for Salter and the Buffs. Hayden again. And Hayden gets stacked up. Just a couple of yards. Will McLaughlin, the redshirt junior backup Sam linebacker, in on the stop, and now it's 3rd down and goal.
Choice to make if you're Pat Shermer. I think you see now they're bringing in the speedster. Cam Michael, he's in the backfield, just offset.
Yeah, trips bunched to the right. And the redshirt freshman Cam Michael with Salter. 3-man rush. Salter with time. He floats one back in the end zone. Williams. Touchdown, Colorado.
A heck of a throw. Real good concentration. You see that right foot comes down inbounds. He secures the catch. Ball's not moving. What a heck of a touch throw. And he read that thing out from right to left. A full field read on the part of Caden Salter. It was almost a little late on the throw, but man, nice execution.
He just feathered it ever so slightly past the outstretched arm of the safety Tayshawn James to find Joseph Williams again.
And you see, he was looking to see if he could get the ball to Cam Michael out here in the flat. Just watch his head go from right to left, and then he just finds Joseph Williams. Nice touch.
We had 12 drives, 2 touchdowns. The 2nd half, we've had 3 drives and 3 touchdowns. Check out today's Player Spotlight, brought to you by Cintas.
You're going to see here on this touchdown route, you're just going to see a little mesh concept designed against man coverage. You're going to see all these crossers running underneath. This is the guy to focus on. He's the defensive back, safety number 2, Jamison Patton. Look how he gets lost in the wash, trying to match the pattern of Joseph Williams. He can't make it through all the traffic. And you end up with a beautiful throw from Caden Salter to Joseph Williams. That's a perfect play call on the part of Pat Shermer, the offensive coordinator. Anticipating man coverage, they get in bunch, run a little mesh concept. The result is a touchdown.
And now Rocco Becht back with it for Iowa State, down by 4. He layers one in beautifully to Gabe Burkle. Chris.
Mike, those Colorado wide receivers responding well after getting chewed out after practice yesterday. Wide receivers coach Jason Phillips was saying, we're not on the same page, too many mental errors. You guys better be glad that today isn't game day, because you have an opportunity on Saturday to really fix this.
Yeah, it was one of those hard to focus on your own conversation with that message being sent to the Colorado wide receivers yesterday.
Well, give these young men a lot of credit. They have really, really responded offensively in particular, and they have made the plays when they've got the opportunities.
Abu Sama straight ahead into the arms of Amari McNeil for a few yards. And this is the most career carries in any game in Abu Sama's career, and the 2nd most rushing yards he's had in the game across his 3 years as well in Ames.
I mean, he is supremely, supremely talented. This is a guy who came in as a corner and was converted to running back, still learning the position. They said, look, the upside for him is unlimited. He's so green as far as being a running back is concerned. It's all out ahead of him. And you're seeing it here now. His raw potential is something they've got to be real excited about.
Again, Carson Hansen is out with a concussion for the Cyclones. Becht quickly. Nice turn upfield for Chase Sowell. Finally getting involved. The guy who 3 years ago here for Colorado was injured as part of that 1-11 season. And look, he was told that he was not really welcome on this roster moving forward. Now, he was injured as well. That was part of it from Deion Sanders. And Chase Sowell all week has answered his questions about that coming back here beautifully. So he holds no grudges. It was business, so there's always things you like and don't like from any head coach.
Hey, there's always a grudge. Let's be serious.
And Becht floats this one in Sowell's area again with the pressure coming from Pesci.
Yeah, when you're told by someone to go ahead and hit the portal because you know what, there may not be a place for him. I mean, how can you take it any other way than other than to say you're not good enough? Well, all he's done is responded by averaging 18.2 per catch and just racking up explosive play after explosive play, you know, over the past 2 weeks. And they're going to need him in this football game to make a play at some point here, because this looks like this is going to come down to potentially a last possession type of ball game.
That is life in the Big 12. One-score games galore. Second down from midfield for Iowa State. A give again for Sama. Finds the running lane. Sama with a stiff arm. Stays on his feet. And finally brought down inside the 15. Abu Sama can do it all.
See, this is what you get. You're going to get a pull. You're going to get a block down here. And then out on the perimeter he goes. And then it's just nothing but green grass, or in this case, green turf.
Now Becht on the rollout. Takes off. And Rocco Becht picks up a few yards. Runs out of bounds right around the 10.
You just got to be real secure as far as your run assignments and your run fits against a team like this that runs so many different personnel groupings involving tight ends, tons of gap schemes to try and seal the edges, get on the perimeter. You got to know who the force player is, who the fill player is, because these guys will attack you on the perimeter as well as anyone, and as you see what the result is.
By the way, that was a look at the kicker, Chase Smith, getting loosened up after he was complaining about his hamstring earlier this half on the sideline. Dylan Lee, foot in the ground. Gets stood up just outside the 5 by Jeremiah Brown. Third down coming up after 4 yards from the backup running back.
And likely 2-down territory here, 4-down territory, however you want to look at it for the Cyclones. Now they put some speed back on the field. You see who's coming on. Xavier Townsend, number 4. Eskelson, number 9.
Sowell comes back in as well, and so does Sama, replacing Lee ahead of a huge third down.
To go empty Rocco Becht's legs. Again, you got to be aware of it. Quarterback run. A quick game in the passing game.
They fake it with the play clock winding down, and the tight end.
He lost the ball at the snap. He literally dropped the snap, didn't get it cleanly. Lucky to get that back.
That was Gabe Burkle, one of their trusty tight ends. With the trickery, it's short as well, 4th down and 1.
That ball's on the ground. I mean, that could have been a disaster. Drive the ball down the field like this, trying to answer the score of Colorado and turn it over.
And now they take the speed off the field. They get the heavy personnel in, and Rocco Becht steps under center. And whistles pre-snap and a flag down.
Offside, defense number 92 with contact. Half the distance of the goal, 1st down.
Wow, that is on Anquin Barnes right over the center.
You see him right there. I mean, you're right over the center. You're looking at the ball. You move when it moves. May have saw Rocco Becht send Abu Sama in motion with that left leg kick and maybe just got distracted. Those are the details. Those are the things that just drive coaches crazy. You just got to lock in this kind of situation. That's just unforgivable.
Halftime, and they've got 1st down and goal from the 3. Abu Sama's been the workhorse, and he gets tripped up. London Merritt got in there and snatched Abu Sama's ankles from behind.
This is a great individual effort on the part of Merritt. You're going to see him just come off the edge and just flatten down the line of scrimmage. That's what you got to do when you're unblocked. You got to flatten now and just get down the line of scrimmage. Nice pad level at the point of attack. Just got to continue to fight if you're Colorado's defense. See if you can force them to kick a field goal or make this a 4-down type of situation.
Sama on the pitch. A stiff arm and nowhere to go. Ran into Sean Myers, the backup linebacker, and now it's 3rd down.
Now when the play action pass comes into play, quarterback run comes into play. Now you got to really put your thinking cap on as a defender. Play with details, put your eyes on your keys. You got to play smart. And if you're Iowa State, this is where Rocco's got to make it happen. Likely going to put the ball in his hands. Give him some kind of run-pass option. You know he can always pull it down and run it. Got size on the field. They got the 6'7" Bramer at the top of the screen, one-on-one.
On 3rd down, Rocco Becht goes that way, and he's intercepted by Taufik Bayard. Now there is a flag down in the end zone in the direction of Bramer, who was matched up on the corner, Ivan Yates.
You're just going to get pass interference. Bramer just ran into him and tried to spot up and kind of basically box him out like a basketball rebound. And Yates just grabs him and pulls him to the ground.
You had pointed right to it. Ben Bramer, one of the stud tight ends, 6'7", who was matched up on the corner at 6 feet tall. Guy in Ivan Yates, who had only played 6 defensive snaps all season coming into today.
There is no foul on the play. The result of the play is Colorado interception, 1st down.
Wow, all kinds of physicality. Maybe it was initiated by Bramer. Matt Campbell can't believe it.
Well, you're going to see Bramer run into him, and he's just going to, you see him put both hands into the chest of the defender and then try to turn around again, just box him out and play basketball. But you tell Matt Campbell is arguing, just look at Ivan Yates' left arm. He wraps it around the shoulder pads, and it looks like he pulls him to the ground. And how about Taufik Bayard making that with a cast on his left hand?
Well, let's bring in our rules analyst, Jerry McGinn. Jerry, should there have been pass interference here?
So this flag was thrown by the head linesman, and it seems like the side judge took him off of it. I liked it for a DPI. It was grabbing, he took him to the ground. I'm surprised they picked it up.
Wow, what a big swing that is on a no call, and the interception. Hayden off the right side, wrapped up by Cooper Evil just a yard. Let's have a couple more looks.
Yeah, look, that's a hard call not to make as far as throwing the flag for PI. The pass wasn't going to be completed regardless. I mean, that was a bad throw on the part of Rocco Becht. That was not going to get there. But how you pick up the flag there, that's an interesting call. That's a really interesting call. If I'm Matt Campbell, I'm livid right now.
And he was. And what a swing that is for Colorado. Back with the football, up by 4 in the 4th. Caden Salter with all data on cork one to Omarion Miller. Could not haul it in, matched up with Trey Bell.
That's a good decision on the part of Caden Salter. Give your home run hitter a chance to go up and make one-on-one. And really, Omarion Miller just mistimed this. You see, he has leverage. Has to slow down a bit. He just mistimed his jump a little bit. He was coming down as that ball was arriving, and he knows it. He missed an opportunity there to make a huge big-time play. But I like the confidence that Caden Salter is showing now.
So now it's 3rd down and 9 from the 20 for Salter and the Buffaloes. With pressure coming, Salter slings one on the deep out. Got it complete to Joseph Williams to move the sticks.
Just watch this. He's getting this right in his face, and he stands right in there. He never blinks. He lets that ball go before the wide receiver comes out of the break. And for as much stuff as this young man has taken as far as his ability to play quarterback and make bad decisions and not be able to really deliver from the quarterback position the way in which...
The result of the play is the 1st down. After the play, Unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, number 8, 15-yard penalty. That's number 8's first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
And undisciplined again from Colorado. They had Anquin Barnes jump with contact offside, and then Williams, after the catch, gets in the face of Jamison Patton.
That's, I mean,
not a ton.
Look, no, yeah, we don't know what was said. We don't know what kind of language he used. That is obviously the case here, but.
So on first down, Caden Salter, he fires into coverage, and that is jarred free from Sincere Brown on a hard hit by the corner, Quentin Taylor.
Great zone vision on the part of Quentin Taylor. He's playing outside left. You're going to see him at the top of your screen, number 24, right at about the 30-yard line marker. Watch the vision he plays with. He's playing the go ball, cushioning the go ball, then sees the 7 route, breaks it off, and makes a PBU. That is classic cover 3 outside corner midpoint technique. Really nice play, considering the fact that Iowa State has lost both of its starting corners to injury.
Now it's second down and 10. They spit it out quickly to the tight end, Zach Atkins, who rumbles forward, close to the sticks. Trey Bell in on the stop after 7, and it sets up third down and manageable.
I'll tell you what, this game is kind of heated up, man. These quarterbacks are starting to put this ball up. Caden Salter is really starting to play with some confidence. The wide receivers, you can tell they're playing with confidence. Iowa State secondary delivering big hits. This is what you like to see.
This might be as good as Caden Salter's played since, I don't know, 3 weeks ago here against Wyoming. It's been a long time coming, and he has started to find a rhythm. Extra offensive lineman, so they run it with Gowan. Hayden, and Hayden has enough and more for a first down. Third down conversion, running right at Marcus Neal for 8.
That's a big-time collision in the hole. Marcus Neal goes every bit of 215, 220. They just kind of locked horns right there in the hole. He said, look, we like how Dallin Hayden runs this football. Both of these backs between him and Michael Welsh. And they're showing why.
And those are the 2 guys today. No DeKalin Taylor or Simeon Price. They all got injured 3 weeks ago against Wyoming. And then today, no Draylon Miller, who's moved from wide receiver to running back. Hayden again. Stacked up. Let's check in with Matt Berry in the studio. The wait was worth it, Matt. As we welcome you back to Boulder, Colorado. Lewis Riddick, Mike Monica with you, Chris Budden down on the field, and our entire excellent crew behind the scenes. This is second down and 11 for the Buffaloes. Up by 4 on Iowa State. Against pressure. Quickly out. Quentin Gibson's got some wiggle, and he gets spun down just shy of the 45. Not have enough for a first down.
And you really like the poise Caden Salter is showing right now. Quarterbacks are just like shooters in basketball. They see that ball go through the hoop a few times, get a couple completions, complete a couple nice touch passes, and they become a little bit more confident,
Salter got it to Gibson for 9. So this is third down and 2 from the 44. Micah Welch checks back in and gets the call. And Welch gets blown up off the left side. It's a loss of 1. Cooper Ebel in on the stop, and now fourth down. Some deliberation from Deion Sanders. He will send out the punting.
Great linebacker play. You got force here, coming downhill, over the top. It's just great coordination amongst the 3 linebackers, the off-ball players. Look, you cage the block in, you take out the lead blocker, linebacker wraps over the top and finishes the play off. That's nice coordinated linebacker play. It's a big-time stop for Iowa State.
To bring out David Greaves for the first punt by either team in this second half. Another really good one from Greaves. to around the 10 to Aiden Flora. Iowa State gets it back with 9 minutes to go, down to by 4 on the road.
Down to the ground. How that flag is picked up really, quite honestly, makes no sense to me.
Matt Campbell still irate during that commercial break. Cyclones got a long field in front of him. And Abu Sama off the left side, following Brendan Black, searching for more space. And Abu Sama turns that into what appears to be a first down. Preston Hodge eventually on the stop, and they will mark him very close to the sticks.
Abu Sama just having his coming out party today on national TV. You got to love it. He has been a worker. He has shown jump cut ability, pass receiving ability, run between the tackles. He's shown the entire package.
Interesting spot. They mark him just short. So 2nd down and 1 for Iowa State. Approaching the midway point in this 4th and Boulder. Bobbled snap, and Rocco Beck falls on it. So from 2nd and 1 to now 3rd down and medium after Beck could not handle that snap.
These are just the kind of things. Looks like a clean snap. Just takes his eyes off of it. Is he going to really try and execute the zone read? Big time 3rd down situation here for Colorado. You got to smell blood in the water, so to speak, as far as getting the ball back to your offense and then maybe trying to milk this clock some and run it down. Big 3rd down.
Pressure comes. Beck got rid of it quickly, and a sure-handed tackle made by Tawfiq Byard on Ben Bramer, who went reaching out for it, but he is short, and it's 4th down.
Tawfiq Byard is playing with a cast on his left hand. He's basically playing one-handed. Just making plays all over the field here today.
And how about this on 4th down and 1.5 yards? 7.5 minutes to go. Matt Campbell keeps the offense out there.
Matt Campbell figuring, look, if I believe in my offensive line like I say I do, you've got to be able to pick up a first. Don't necessarily like them being in the gun.
Sama's been the workhorse. He plunges forward, and Sama is stacked up and short. Turnover on downs. It's Jeremiah Brown and Amari McNeil with the stop.
It's just too slow hitting of a play. Just look how Sama has to shuffle to his left and then get going vertically in north and south. And by that time, Colorado has already reestablished the line of scrimmage and gotten some penetration. I mean, what a heck of a play by Amari McNeil. Look at him, number 88. the defensive tackle just stand up the guard and bench press him like he's in the weight room and get the first initial hit on Sama. That is just textbook defensive line play. Again, don't like them being in the gun. It takes too long to get to the line of scrimmage.
Matt Campbell rolled the dice. Taylor Mauser went to the gun, and now short field, Colorado up by 4. Salter the keep and the cut.
What's wrong?
He gets stacked up after a 4-yard pickup. Tick inside 7 minutes to go, and Colorado and Caden Salter in a much better offensive rhythm here in the second half.
They sure are. Caden Salter is playing with confidence. Just going back to that 4th down play. I mean, why wouldn't you have Rocco Becht up underneath center? The guy's got legs like a power lifter, and try and do some form of tush push and get that out of there. They're going to want that one back.
Salter another keep off the left side. Ezeagu and James in on the stop, short of the sticks.
Here, Colorado just taking their time, letting this play clock go down. Matt Campbell still can't let go of that call, that picked up flag in the end zone. Still can't let it go.
Momentum firmly on the side of Colorado. Salter stood up. Tayshaun James and Cooper Ebel, the linebacker, after just a yard, and it's 4th down.
Iowa State trying to answer the bell in their own sudden change situation. Their defense coming out now, playing real good run defense, holding Colorado to a field goal attempt. That's the mission. When you have a sudden change situation like that, you got to kind of gear your mindset towards just limiting the damage as much as possible. Maybe even come away with it with a blocked field goal attempt.
29-yard try for the steady senior Alejandro Mata. He's been with Deion Sanders a long time. And Mata splits the uprights, and the lead is 7. But that was big from the Iowa State defense with 5+ to go in the 4th.
All game. When the game gets tighter, he seems to loosen up and really go for it and throw caution to the wind, so to speak. He's going to need to do that now.
His defense got the big stop after the turnover on downs. Buck Buchanan, another touchback, and we check in with Matt Berry. Fellas, thank you. You mentioned this, Lewis, about Rocco Becht and how he often cuts it loose when the game gets desperate.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to need it right now. Now they'll probably go a little bit, hurry up, kind of up the tempo a little bit. You saw how it affected him earlier in the game.
He fires to his tight end, Ben Bramer. Rumbles to midfield and a dart from Rocco Becht.
And that's just a nice on-time, in-rhythm throw. Hits that back foot, takes a little hitch, and then just cuts it loose. Ben Bramer, 6'7", 255 pounds. Just a unique weapon.
Becht stands in. A drop on the crosser to his other top tight end, Gabe Burkle.
Burkle's got to make that catch. You wonder, is he looking back in the sun? Just ran a little option route right in the middle of the field and was wide open.
And now Trevor Bohr, the left guard, redshirt sophomore, who again, Matt Campbell just gushes about, getting a full snap share for the first time this season.
Playmaking ability, that'll be a good one. But we got a good one right here.
Iowa State seems to live in one-score games these last couple of years. Rocco Becht on a slant, can't connect with Chase Sowell.
They just have not been able to hit these quick hitters, these in breakers, the slants, the catch and run passing attack. It's just not been going for them today. It's been something that you're just not accustomed to if you follow Iowa State football. Now they're in 3rd and long. Now this is where you don't want to be. Who have been the dependable receivers for them? Xavier Townsend in the slot, number 4. He's made big plays. Do you go back to Ben Bramer here? That's what I'd be thinking if I was Colorado's defense.
They're going to run it with Rocco Becht on 3rd down and 10. He gets stacked up. So that indicates the plans with 4th down coming up for Iowa State.
Again, it's Rocco Becht and the weapons that they have. You can just tell how the psyche, even play callers, starts to get affected when you're not having success. And now here they are. They're going to punt this ball away. I mean, that almost feels like a give-up call. When you have weapons like they have, the depleted defense like Colorado has, I know they've been playing pretty well here today. You got to give your quarterback a chance to see if he can pick that up.
Man, you see quarterback draw on 3rd and 10. You're thinking 4-down territory. Punt unit comes out. Colorado doesn't have anyone back deep, and Tyler Perkins does punt this thing away for the Cyclones. It takes a bounce right around the 15, and that's where Iowa State downs it. Well, if you've been watching the Red River Shootout, welcome here to Boulder, and the key plays in this one. We go first to the red zone.
Yeah, here it's the interception by Tafik Bayard in the picked up flag in the end zone on Ivan Yates, the corner, defending Ben Bramer, which looked like an easy pass interference for me. And you can see Matt Campbell is just absolutely losing it. And then the 4th down play in the gun, kind of like this pseudo draw play that's just too slow developing. You see the defensive tackle, Amari McNeil, just make an excellent individual play, bench pressing the guard, stopping Abu Sama short of the 1st down. It's been high drama in this game. There's going to be some calls that I think both sides are going to want back once they go back and look at this. But that picked up flag in the end zone, I have a feeling we haven't heard the last from Matt Campbell on that call.
Feels like just an enormous missed call in this game. So inside of 4 to go, you got the 2-minute timeout and 3 timeouts for the Cyclones. Cam Michael off the right side for a 3-yard pickup as Colorado's got a chance to salt this away in what would be their biggest win of the season.
How about that? Putting the freshman in at running back here. The game hanging in the balance inside of 4 minutes. Letting him slam it up inside against this defense that you know is going to be punching at the football, trying to create a turnover. That's big-time confidence in the freshman from head coach Deion Sanders and offensive coordinator Pat Sherman.
18 in the black. You see him right there to the right of Salter. And now 2nd down at 7. Michael the motion. Hayden the give off the right side. A 1st down and physicality. Running into the face of Tayshawn James.
This time it's the freshman Cam Michael who's just going to block on the edge. Watch him here. Watch him lead his running mate, Dallin Hayden, around the edge. You see him here. Watch him just get the block. Just kicks out support. And Dallin Hayden off to the races. This is how you get young freshmen to grow up and really kind of like find their legs within the program. Put them in big situations, see how they respond. Cam Michael staying on the field.
Snap it around 220. Hayden with a lane. Dallin Hayden shoved out of bounds, but there is a marker back near midfield.
I think they're going to get a holding call on Amari and Miller, and this is going to be an interesting one to take a look at.
If it is holding on him, it happened right near the sticks and the line to gain and right around where Hayden was as well.
Holding, offense, number 4. 10-yard penalty enforced from the spot of the foul. 1st down.
I could see it coming. Amari Miller just trying to spring his running back for a big play. Just watch his left hand as it gets outside the framework of Trey Bell. Just let it run, and you'll see him. You're going to see, watch his left hand. Right there. Like an instantaneous grab, just trying to free Dallin Hayden down the sideline. You see that happen a lot. But you love the effort. You love what his thinking was.
So it was right around the line of game, which was the 45. So the penalty enforced. The clock can roll here for Colorado. And so Matt Campbell's going to use the first of his 3 remaining timeouts with 2:09 to go.
Iowa State has called the first timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
And let's get you to the studio and check in with Matt Barry.
It's played right now up to this point.
So it's first down and 10. 2 timeouts left for Iowa State plus the 2-minute timeout. And this is Cam Michael, who will lose yardage running into the corner. Trey Bell off the left side. So we tick down to 2 minutes to go. And a stoppage for Matt Campbell. Second down and 12 for Caden Salter and the Buffaloes. And a couple of timeouts for Matt Campbell and Iowa State. Salter keeps and gets tripped up by the safety Jamison Patton for a loss of 5. And so another timeout taken. You got 1:52 to go.
It's a nice play by Jamison Patton.
Iowa State has called their second timeout of the half. 30-second timeout. Timer, please reset the game clock to 1.
And Caden Salter has been awesome. You said he's been the story for Colorado.
He sure has, and in particular throwing the football. He has taken what the defense has given him. He had a little bit of a shaky start, had some misfires early on, but he has seen the field with clarity. He has taken off when he has needed to take off and pick up first downs with his legs. And this touchdown pass here, this is as good as a throw as you'll see him make. Look at him layer this ball over the outstretched arms of the corner, or the safety rather, Tayshaun James. 217 pass yards on 15 and 24. No turnovers. That's the key right there. After coming off a game in which he had 3, had 2 TDs, no INTs, make good decisions in the run game. Now's another opportunity where he needs to make a good decision here. No ball handling issues, no sacks. Don't put the ball in harm's way. If you throw the football, it's okay to punt this ball away. That's got to be what they're telling him. Put this game on the defense's back if they can't pick up this first down.
It's the longest third down today that Colorado's offense has faced. And they do go to the air, and Salter connects! A dart to Joseph Williams! Wow!
That is an unbelievable throw. A great call against cover 2. Watch the safety get too wide. Down the seam, and you don't have anybody run with him. Whenever you vacate the middle of the field in the too high look, you have to have somebody running with him down the seam. You can see the safety, 31, Marcus Neal, try to recover late, but he's too late on it. Caden Salter recognizes it immediately. That's textbook. That's great play calling, great recognition on the part of Caden Salter. Nice throw.
Inside of 90 seconds to go, and a run for Dallin Hayden. And Matt Campbell uses his final timeout with 1:25 to go.
3rd and 17. Against a cover 2 look. The middle of the field is open. Watch the safety, 31. Marcus Neal. He knew he was cooked right away. He knew that he didn't get back fast enough. They vacated the middle of the field. That's just, Matt Campbell's going to have a, but man, 3rd and 17. We were just talking about taking care of the ball.
A knee from Caden Salter, 1:20 to go, 3rd down coming up. And what a moment for him in front of a rabid fan base that this season has been yearning for this.
Exactly. And it's been a long time coming. This football team right now is decimated in terms of injuries. Both sides of the ball, defense in particular, coming in here against a Rocco Beck-led offense that has just been ripping people. They've absolutely been ripping them with explosive plays, and they put the clamps on them here today.
Just need to kill off 2 seconds here to get inside of 40. And what a moment for Colorado. Packed house again at Folsom Field. Caden Salter stepped up in a major way. And against the number 22 team in the country, Deion Sanders, in a tumultuous week for him, had surgery 4 days ago for blood clots in his leg. Returned to practice by 9 a.m. on Wednesday morning. And on Saturday afternoon, authors the biggest moment of year 3 in his tenure, leading the Buffaloes. And Colorado upsets Iowa State.